We all have many patterns that are suboptimal for our success that we really don't want to carry. Like, we really don't want to be too angry of a person. We really don't want to be lazy. We really don't want to be small-minded, small-think. We really don't want to be fucking insecure, do we? We don't want to have these things, yet we keep carrying them with us. And what I'll tell you in my experience is that the large part of why you do that is just because you're latching on to who you have always been, and latching on, sticking with who you have been and who you are in this moment. But who you are in this moment is most likely not the person you need to be and want to be in order to achieve the goals that you want in your life. And it certainly isn't who I want to be. And I have many things to improve, many things to change about myself. And in these videos, I want to share with you the processes that I actively go through to be able to change myself, to be more successful, and to achieve the goals that I want. And so with these videos, I don't make them from a perspective of like, hey, I'm all good, I know what I'm doing, I got it all figured out, because I certainly fucking don't. I failed so fucking much, okay? I was successful young and made millions, and then after that, lost it all, or a lot of it, a big part of it, right? Was very confused, and I just want to share with you my journey going back to the top and much further than that. But what I'll share with you is that my realization is that we have a biological imperative within our minds to stay consistent with the identity that we've had for a longer time. The reason for that is that it is a safety mechanism, because that identity has allowed you to survive up until this point. And if you want to change yourself, you need to let go of that, and you need to be able to convince yourself that you are more safe stepping into a new identity, stepping into this new personality, stepping into new results, therefore, than sticking with the old identity. Because as humans, our entire brain, subconscious mind, our reptile brain that comes from millions of years of evolution, is completely wired in to make you survive. To make you survive, and then to make you reproduce. So anything that increases survival, it will want to stick to. And what makes you survive is what is familiar, right? And so therefore, you've got to start forgetting the familiar. And I promise you, you are able to do this. You are able to let go of who you once were. And you are able to make it something like, you know, that moment when you met someone and you just forgot their name, just slipped your mind. Or that moment when you just forgot where you misplaced something. You just forgot where you put your keys, or whatever it may be. Or you forgot a certain date and you just can't get back there. You just, no matter what you do, you can't really remember it, right? And I want you to understand that that thing in those scenarios is used against you, but you can actually use that principle for getting something for you. And how you do that is you just start thinking of something that you want to let go of, something that you want to forget. And you think of that version of yourself, right? And whatever helps you make this click is what you can do. But you know that deep down, if you truly want to, you can forget anything you want, if you allow yourself to. But if you think now back of the old identity, back of the old personality that you had, and you just visualize that for a second, the personality and the identity that you've had that has really held you back from so much in life. Maybe it's someone who doesn't think big enough. Maybe someone who's insecure. Maybe it's someone who was like, didn't feel like they're a true winner. Someone who's procrastinating, lazy, doesn't take right action immediately, doesn't think big, doesn't invest in himself, whatever it may be for you. And if you bring that in front of your mind, I want you to see how you see that, how you visualize that, right? If you actually think of that, if you think of yourself, how does that come up for you the negative traits that you may or may not have. How does that come up for you? And I want you to see yourself as that person. And how present is it? How big is it? How close is it? And then from there, as you visualize that person and those traits, and you see scenes, right? You may see that in a life-size portrait. You may see it in a life-size movie. You may see that in color, whatever. But however you see that, I want you to take that image that you have in front of you right now, and I want you to make it very, very small. So if you're having a movie scene of yourself having those bad traits, if you want seeing yourself standing, make yourself very small in your mind. Having those traits, the old version of you. Make it very small, shrink it right down. And then put it all the way into a corner right there in front of you. Very small little painting or movie scene right there. And now you're seeing it right there. And it's moving and it's doing all sorts of things. And I want you to stop it. And I want you to pause it in a moment that represents all of those bad traits, that bad identity that you once had a long time ago. And now I want you to say that, and I want you to take all of the color out of it. So visualize that, see that right there. Take all of the color out of it, that old version of you. Take all of the color out of it and see it gray and black. And look at that. And I want you to realize that that little thing right there in the bottom corner, that's grayed out, that little scene, that is the only reason that you've held you back from so much success, that has cost you everything. And I want you to start realizing that it'd be so much easier to take that little thing right there and to just chuck it right behind you. And I want you to realize what that would change for you if you would just forget about this little image right there. If you would put it behind you, just chuck it over the back and just forget about what would change. And I want you to start realizing how much easier it would be, how much easier life would be, how much more simple life would be. Or just start thinking about how much lighter life would be. I want you to start thinking how much more comfortable life would be if you just chuck that over, right? And all those undesired traits, I want you to start realizing how much easier, how much more comfortable, and how much more safe life would actually be if you just took that little tiny thing, that little grayed out image, and chucked it over the back. And then I want you to realize that life would be so much easier if you just didn't do those things. If you just were not that kind of person anymore because you just forgot and you moved into a new identity. And I want you to realize that all those patterns, all those things that were there, and you still see it in front of you right there, that are there in that little box, are there for a reason. They're there for the reason that as a kid, you decided subconsciously that those things, those traits, those beliefs, those identities, that insecurity, that procrastination, that laziness, whatever, that was just there because at that time, you thought that that is what was going to keep you safe. At that time, you thought that being more quiet, speaking more low, not speaking up, those kinds of things, that was keeping you safe. But I want you to realize that that little kid is not you anymore, and that you are now a motherfucking man, a goddamn adult who can see the whole picture and who realizes that those perceptions are not reality, and that life would be actually so much easier if you just went right for what you wanted. If you went in a straight line from A to B to every single goal that you had. If you saw a pretty girl, and boom, you walked right up to her. You introduced yourself and you just spoke out of who you truly are as a person. Boom, you had a business idea. You took a call and you fucking closed the deal and you went right to it, okay? Without thinking about it, without procrastinating. Boom, you did the dishes, you did it right away. Boom, you had to get a visa, you get it done right away. Whatever it is, doing things right away. Being confident, operating from a place of confidence and certainty. It's so much easier. It's so much more simple than all those other bullshit patterns with the wrong perception. And knowing that life would be so much easier and simpler by changing those things. I want you to take that little image right there that's grayed out, it's still. And I want you to take that thing and I want you to chuck it over the back of you. And now zoom it out and throw it and push it all the way out in the back of you. And push it all the way out and further and further. And I want you to push it as far out so that you can't even look behind your shoulder, look at it, and that you can't even see it anymore. It's all the way out there. And it's literally going and going all the way into a different country, all the way into a different fucking stratosphere, all the way into the sky, all the way into a different planet, and it evaporates as it gets close to the sun. And now you look back forward, and I want you to see a new picture right in front of you that's bright, that's colorful, that's big. And I want you to see that this picture represents who you truly are in the now. Because when you forget what you were, you become something new automatically. And I want you to see this picture in front of you in bright colors. And I want you to see yourself there and the version that you know you already are, because that's all you remember. And I want you to see that version of yourself, how he is, how does he stand. I want you to understand what he believes about success, what he believes about himself, what is his identity, what is his self-image of a winner, of someone who goes straight at things, of someone who truly has everything it takes to become successful and is successful. Now, he looks at the true results he has, but he knows that he can do more. He knows his potential, but he still operates with humility, and he still operates and does every action that he needs to take. I want you to see that in front of you. See a movie scene, see it moving, see it big, see it colorful, see it light, see it bright. And I want you to then, within those scenes, see all the things that he has, because he was that person, therefore did those things, and now has all of those things, right? His lifestyle, see him traveling, see all the positive things that he has, and see, most of all, him going through these movie scenes and see how much easier life is for him. Hear the nice sounds of a beautiful woman speaking to him that she loves him. See all the abundance around him. Hear her family thanking him. And all those positive things from being that kind of a person. And I want you to see that and how that's going to play out for you in the next weeks, months, days from now. Because all you remember is this. And whenever you think, try to think back now of something or someone that you used to be in the past, you can't really quite get it. You can't really quite remember it. It's just like you forgot where you placed your keys. It's just like you forgot someone's name. You can't access it even if you wanted to. It's just gone. You just can't access it. And then when you completely forget something, then everything new is permanent from this point. And everything new is safe from this point, because it's the first thing that you're trying. And you completely allow yourself to stay in this new identity on a permanent basis and to be this person that you want and need to be for success. So now I want you to see that picture in front of you, and I want you to look at it and see within 3 seconds everything bright. See all the lifestyle, see all the benefits, see and hear the sounds of the people around you thanking you. See the respect that you have, and feel what it feels like to have a beautiful woman in your arms. Feel what it feels like to have an office full of people working for you that are thankful that you provide for them. See and feel and hear all of the things and all the qualities and traits that you want. I want you to visualize that very clearly in front of yourself with 3 seconds. And then I want you to see and hear everything. Then with 2 seconds, I want you to really feel the positivity that this will bring. And then with 1 second, I want you to now see that movie scene in front of you. I want you to step right into it. And now look from your own eyes, from that personality, from that identity, and be it. Right? Now take a deep breath and feel the feeling of being this. You are now a different person. You simply forgot who you once were. It was like you had an accident. You hit your head really hard. And if anybody asks you why you're different, you just say like, you know what, I hit my head against the fucking kitchen table, and I don't know, everything just started clicking for me. And that's going to be your excuse for anybody that doesn't understand, because the only thing that matters is that you know what happened here. And what you know, all you know, is that you watched some little video from some Chinese stranger. You bumped your head into something small, and therefore you lost your memory of something. And things just clicked for you somehow. And you can't get back there. You can't even remember what it was like to be the person that you used to be. It just slipped away. And knowing that everything is okay now, you're going to automatically operate out of the person that you are right now that you see yourself and that you are looking out of right now. And I want you to open your eyes if you have closed them at this video. And I want you to realize and look around that everything seems a little brighter. Everything seems a little more clear. Everything feels a little different. There's an added sense of presence, an added sense of calm, an added sense of quiet confidence. And I want you to realize that when you walk outside, when you go and meet some people, shake some hands, people are going to look at you a little different. People are going to look at you and treat you a little different, but it won't be weird to you because you'll know why. And it'll be completely normal to you. So I want you to go throughout your days as this person. And every time that you open your eyes after closing them, you sink more into this and it becomes more comfortable. And with every word you speak, you feel safer, more comfortable, and you realize how easy life now is, how abundant life now is, and how successful you are. Go and get it. You are this. And